Good morning, my friends. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Sorry, I've been MIA for a few days. On Sunday, I just walked around in my flannel pajamas and did nothing. And yesterday, I had to go to the chiropractor in the morning, so I didn't have time to do my makeup. But today, I am going to do my makeup for you. And I'm starting off with the Shiseido Revitaliscence Skin Glow. And I'm in the color 220 Linen. This is a really good foundation. I'm sorry, my skin have been slightly reactive today. It started yesterday. I don't know what I've done. I did wear this yesterday, so I'm hoping it's not this one that it's reacting to. I will get back to you on that, but my rosacea has flared up. So we'll see. Could be that I was at the chiropractor and I was laying down and rubbing on my face as well. You just never know. So I hope you all had a really wonderful weekend. I had a main focus that was relaxation. So I didn't do anything specific. I did go and do my nails with my daughter because that was way overdue. So now I have very short nails again. And we did go buy some jeans for her and things like that. But apart from that, I didn't do anything fun, anything specific. That was fun though, to hang out with her and buy jeans, of course. But we did take it very, very slow, and that was the plan because now I am working 3 weekends in a row. And then I have a 2-week vacation, so that will be very nice indeed. So crazy days for us. I'm going to apply a little bit more and see if it covers it a bit. Just going to stipple the foundation on and see if it does give it a little bit more coverage. I'm not sure it does, but this is a rather watery foundation, so it doesn't give a lot of coverage. I don't want too much coverage. I just want to reduce the redness a bit. I think that looks fine. It's okay. There we go. Then I'm going in with, I am going to use the Dior, I'm not sure if this is a highlighter to be frank. It's Forever Glow Maximizer. It just says illuminator. I'm guessing highlighter. This one, as you can see, is very yellow, but it does work. It gives me a little bit of a golden sheen, which I think will work well with the look that I have intended. My plan is to use the Natasha Denona. I'm still on the minis. You haven't lost me. I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Mini Rose palette, which looks like this. So I thought that a combination with pink and gold usually is quite nice. So I am going to do a little gold highlighter. And I am going to do a little pink blush, of course. There we go. And then I'm going in with my Urban Decay Primer Potion, of course. My ride or die. Makeup staple. Won't leave my house without it, I almost said. I do leave my house without it every day, but I wouldn't travel without it. So in a sense, I wouldn't be without it. Or something like it, I would say. I do use other primers as well. I do use the Melania one, which is a very, very good one, but that one is much more hard for me to come by. And I have used the MAC 24-hour wear something. It's in a black tube. Oh, I have something in my... Oh, sorry. I had a little bit of mascara, I think. There we go. Then I am going in with this one. This is the lightest shade. This is actually the color of my skin, pretty precisely. So I'm just going to take that on my inner parts and on my brow bone, because it's not going to do anything for me whatsoever. Just taking a clean brush. As you can see, it is the color of my skin. I'm sure this is a very, very nice highlighter on people with deeper skin tones. It's a beautiful color. It is a very, very fair, light peach, I would say, which is the color of my skin. So as you can see, it does nothing on me. It does, however, cover a little bit of the redness and a little bit of the veining, so it just gives me an even color. I'm then going to go in with this one. If you want the shade names, I'm sorry, I will have to put on my glasses. I think it's called Andy, and the lightest one is Flamingo, and then there's some lettering and numbers and stuff. It's a creamy matte. I'm going in with that one. Nice. I do know that this palette has some existing shade in the Natasha Denona range. 3 of them are actually from the Love palette, I think, or Retro. Oh, well, one of the pinker ones. There are multiple videos on this on the internet. I'm sure it's just to look it up. If you look at the mini rose. I do have, however, this shade. This one was in the big, I think it's 30 pans. One of the first palettes that Natasha Denona came out with. She came out with a big that was green and brown, and one that was blue and purple. This one was in the blue and purple. It was also in one of the bigger 5 pans. So it is in this one. I'm gonna open it so you don't get the reflection. This color. So these are the same. So if you have this one, you already have one of the colors. And then of course, if you have the Love or Retro, I can't remember which one it is, you have, I think it's these 3. So these are repeat shades. I usually don't really care if they're repeat shades, because I really like the formats, because these are so easy to travel with. I bring them with me all the time. Sorry, I have cat hair. So I don't really care if I have them in other palettes, because it doesn't mean that I won't use them. I'm sure if you have, like for this instance, if you have the Love or Retro and you have 3 of the shades, and those 3 are the ones that you're going to use, sure. But for me, it's just a color combination that's very nice. So I don't really mind those. There we go. This is turning out to be a very pink look, of course. I didn't expect anything less, because it is the Rose palette. I'm going to mix with the Flamingo shade and just soften the edges a bit. Make it a nicer blur. Can't wait to have some summer and get some sort of color on my face. It has been a very long and cold and dark winter over here. It's almost like you're expecting White Walkers. If you're into Game of Thrones, you know what I mean. Winter is coming. But we actually heard some of the spring birds have started to pop out in the last couple of days. And I heard a seagull. I don't know, he must have woken up way too early. But I heard him, so that's it. It's officially springtime. Going in with the brown one. This one is actually not as dark as it looks in the pan. I was a bit surprised by this one when I got it. It is way, way lighter than I expected. I did start to film a look yesterday, and then I remembered that I was going to the chiropractor, so I can't put on mascara because my lashes turn out into this weird, gumpy, hot mess. So I had to run out the door without the mascara, and I didn't want to film and not give you a full look, what it actually looks like when I'm going to wear it to work. And as you know, I don't do any sort of edits. Still haven't learned, still really don't care. Sorry. So I never edit my videos. I don't know how to. I really don't intend to learn either. I'm not a very digital person, and I am, well, I don't care really. So going in with the smaller brush, same brown. So if you see, look at my videos, I will do a lot of like blah blah blah, because I don't know how to cut it out. And I mean, that's me. You'll get to enjoy the wonderful bloopers. And as most of you probably know, English is not my first language. I am Swedish, and Swedish is my first language. I've been brought up in an American household, so I speak a lot of American English as well. But normally, for me, I speak British English because that's what I do at work. So I also lived in London for a bit in the 90s, well, the noughties. So that's where my British English comes from. And that's what I use on the daily for work now. But I am equally comfortable speaking American English too. I can. So that's fine. But when I'm tired, especially in the morning, since I'm filming at usually around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, English is not the best thing because I am sleepy. So you might hear some weird expressions, you might hear some American English coming into the British English. I'm sorry about that. It does tend to happen when I'm tired. I do tend to mix the languages up a bit. I'm now going into this one on the outer corner and this one a little bit more towards the inner corner. Taking a clean brush again. This one is actually a very nice colour. I've always been a little bit afraid of this one, even when I had it in this palette. To me, this palette was like, why in the heck did you put this one in? But it is actually a lovely colour. It's rather warm leaning pink, but with a sort of golden flip. Hope you can see it. So it is much nicer than I anticipated when I first bought the other palette. I've had those palettes for years. Those were the first 5-pan palettes that Natasha came out with. So I probably had those. I think the first one that I bought was a big white one that everybody wanted when she released it in 2016, I think. So it's a good 10 years. And then she came out, I'm not sure if she came out with these before she came out with the midis, but I have 3 of these ones. Still love them, still wear them. And out of the 3 that I own these 3. You can imagine that this one is my least favorite, yes. But this one, I so wish she would bring this one back. This was just an amazing color story. It's this kind of taupey, grey leaning, but with a hint of green. That is actually what I'm hoping for on the next mothership. If Mother Pat comes out with another mothership, I hope she does. I would love to have a little bit of warm leaning greys. I do love greys and they look really, really nice on me, but if they turn a little bit too blue, it's not a good look. I don't like it. I mean, I can wear it, obviously. Everybody can wear everything. But it doesn't look good on me. I prefer the ones that are a little bit more taupe leaning. So I am really, really hoping that Mother Pat will grant us the wish of a new mothership with some greys and some greens. That would be something. I think I'm actually going to use this one. I'm sorry, you can't get a hold of this one. It's been sold out for years and years and years. But I am going to use it and make a look for you because it is absolutely beautiful. I really love this one. And I'm so sad that she stopped making them. I wish she would have made a mini with those colors because that would have been my absolute favorite. I am using the lightest sparkly shade. This one is a very sparkly shade. I'm using this one. As you can see, it has like a, it's almost like a beigey pink with a blue sparkle. So I am going to be a sparkly girl today. There we go. I am also going to put on a little bit more pink underneath because I only used the dark brown. So I'm taking the same brush that I used before. I'm just going to add some of the pink. There we go. So I think that will be the finished look, at least on the eyeshadow part. I am going to add, of course, some blush. This is the My Mini Dream Glow blush. A little bit of yellow in that one too, which I like, and I am going to mix it up, same as always, just to get a little bit more color. I need my mirror because I can't see what I'm doing, sorry. The ugly mirror is back, but I can see in that one. It's a 7-time magnification, and this one doesn't warp my face and make me seasick, which is bonus. There we go. I am also going to use some powder on my T-zone because it looks horrid. If I can get it open. There we go. That was the lid to my Guerlain one. I'm going to need the lid, so I'm going to take it up. And of course, shake the little pearls. Ooh, powder everywhere. But it does smell very good. I know people struggle with scented stuff. I don't. I love it. I am absolutely in love with perfumes as well. That's another thing that I tend to buy way too much of. If you want me to talk about what perfumes I'm wearing, I can do that too. Today I am wearing this little guy, or old guy. This is Jupe Le Bain. It's a beautiful scent. It is one of those kind of milky vanilla scents. I don't know who recommended it to me. It was years ago. I've had that one for probably 2-3 years. But it's a very, very cheap one and an absolutely fabulous one. Could have been Sally Hughes. I wouldn't be surprised. But I have used that one and I have loved it. And it's very easy to find online, and it's, I think I paid a couple of 100 Swedish kronor, so it's probably around like £25, something like that. Could be 30, but it's a very cheap one, and I absolutely love that one. The scent is amazing. And my best friend has it too, and whenever she's wearing it, I'm like, what are you wearing? Because it smells, everything smells very different on her compared to me. My True and Trusted liner from Kat Von D in Trooper Black. Been using this one probably since it came out. I remember buying it in the States at Sephora or Ulta, and I have been using it since. It's actually one of my absolute favorite ones. I have used many others, I would say, but none of them. I always end up going back to this one. The Tom Ford is equally good, but it's about 4 times the price. So I go back to this one. This one stays put. You can cry, it can rain, it can be wet snow, and I know that it stays put, which of course I like. And I also have watery eyes. I am severely allergic to pollen, which means I look like a hot mess of May and June. My eyes are runny. It's not easy. Let's just put it like that. But this one stays. There we go. We have a liner on. Is it equal? Probably not. But that's fine. My eyes aren't equal either, so why would my liner be? And it's not really wonky. It's not like one up, one down. It's fine. Don't care. Gonna put the Cocoa Pave by my lovely, truly trusted Victoria Beckham Beauty on my inner corner. No, I'm gonna drag it all along. Sorry, I changed my mind. I am gonna use it on my entire waterline, as usual. I was planning on just doing it on my outer corner. Oh no. Uh-oh, I smudged it. Sorry, blooper again. Just shear it out a bit. There we go. It's fine. Shouldn't talk and do this because I'm making a mess, but that's fine. I always tightline my upper waterline, and I sometimes only do half on my lower one because I want the eye to be a little bit more open, but I do prefer darkness, as you know, so I always end up changing my mind and putting it all over my waterline instead. There we go. I am then going to use some mascara. I had it in my little handbag, travel bag kind of thing. There we go. I have to show you again, I have mentioned it in a previous video. My good friend Helen taught me this trick. Lens cases. When you travel, I mean, these are lifesavers. You can put your concealer and then you have foundation. So I have put some of the Shiseido foundation. The concealer that I have in this one is actually the Sublimage by Chanel, because that pot is horrible. It's a big chunky glass pot, which obviously is very nice on your vanity, but absolutely useless in bringing with you. So Helen, I love you. Thank you for giving me this tip. It saved my life. So now I travel with this, because this one I can easily use for at least a good 3-4 days when I fill it up with foundation, and you don't have to put it in your liquids. Brilliant. Love it. Thank you, Helen. You are not just one of the world's most amazing gemologists, you are a lifesaver in makeup as well. There we go. Putting on my Sumptuous Extreme by Estee Lauder. This one is starting to dry up a bit, so it is getting a little bit more difficult to work with. But it has lasted way longer than I expected it to. This is the travel size, obviously. It's a small one. And I opened it just before Christmas because I thought it might go bad if I don't use it, if I wait on using it too long. And I had opened it, so I wanted to finish it. So it has lasted me a good 3 months, because I have used it almost, well, I have used it every week for sure. I haven't used it every day because I have used other mascaras as well, of course, but it has lasted me a good while. But now it is starting to get a little bit more dry, so it's probably only going to last me a few more weeks. But I am impressed. I have a big one also lying here somewhere. And I know you're not supposed to use your mascaras for more than 3 months, but I don't use one mascara for that long time, so I always tend to use mine way longer. I'm not sure I'm going to recommend that, because it might not be what's good, but I use mine way longer, because otherwise, I mean, I would throw away mascaras all the time, since I have about 10 mascaras that I use simultaneously. So that would be horrible if I were only allowed to use them for 3 months. I would go through so many more mascaras. And I have like my purple one from MS that I absolutely love, but it's not a mascara that I use daily. So that one is going to last me a long time. I keep it cool, I keep it hidden, I keep it closed. There we go. I have gotten some fallout from the light sparkly shade, but that's okay. It's not huge, it's just I see a little bit of glitter specks. I am removing a little bit of my mascara blobs. It was just teeny tiny ones, so they dry very fast. I am then going to use Depend Twin Thin, True and Trusted Friend. I know making my eyebrows are really boring. I do them the same way, and I'm sure that's very boring for you to look at. I'm going to try and make some more looks doing my base first, so you don't have to go through all this again, because this one takes a bit of time and it's not the most fun thing to see. I do love this product. It is amazing. It is an absolute game changer for me. If you don't have Depend, I'm not sure if that's a Swedish brand or if it's a Nordic brand. It could be Danish or Finnish or something. If you can't find Depend, you have the NYX the Shape and Shade, I think it's called, or was that the old MAC one? But that's just one little brush. But that one is absolutely amazing, and I've been using that one for years and years. Oh no, I made a boo-boo again. Talking and doing my brows at the same time, eh? Not a good idea. You need to take a Q-tip. I'm just gonna rub it off. There we go. And then I will reapply some of the Flamingo. Oh, this one had the glittery shade, so now I have some glitter. Yeah, took the wrong brush, but that's fine. We will now have glitter all up to our brows. Yeah, this is the way I do my makeup. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But it is what it is. It's only makeup, it washes off. Colored powders and stuff. Sometimes the accidents actually lead to something fun and hilarious, which is nice. There we go. I'm quickly going to finish off, and I am going to just use my Artist Color Pencil by Makeup Forever, and this is in Endless Cacao. Just to do it on my lower lip to give it a little bit more color. Well, actually to draw it out and make sure that it's there, because you can't really see it otherwise. I'm then going to use my old, this is the old version of the Chanel Boy, what is the name of this lipstick? It's one of those shiny lipsticks. This one is starting to curl up, lovely. Rouge Coco Shine in 54 Boy. I've been using this one for, I kid you not, probably 10-15 years. Not this specific lipstick, but different versions. And they did a reformulation, and I don't like it as much. I still use it because it's one of my favorite colors. I mean, it does look really grayish beige, but on me it's amazing. I love it. But the new one isn't as good as the old one, sorry to say, and the old one you can't find anymore. So there we go. That is my finished look for today. I'm off to work, and I will see you again tomorrow. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and talk to you soon. Bye.